Hello, YouTube. Welcome back again. Yeah, my camera is working again, so yeah, I'm glad that I'm able to make a video today. So today is NFP Day, well, Friday, September 5th. Throughout this week, honestly, has not been the best week trading because I have not had any setup. There has been no opportunity for me to get into trades. And one thing I'm trying to avoid at this time is to make sure I'm not trying to force trades. I'm not trying to do too much just so I can get into a trade. But on Thursday, which was yesterday, I got into a trade that eventually it went into profit and then eventually stopped me out for break even. But so um I got into a trade here. Stop loss was about 20 pips. And then obviously now the trade has hit TP because my target was here. Now it has hit TP today. So one of the major problems that I've sort of like discovered for myself is um I'm getting into a lot of problems when it comes to trade management and how to scale into my trades, which has been something that's like it has been a very big issue for me for some time now. So I'm going to show you on my Ftmo um dashboard. The problem that I've had recently is I get into a trade when it keeps going in my direction. At this point, it has gone about 1 to 1 into profit, which is like 20 pips, about 30 pips. What I'm trying to do is to scale in, like add another position, scale into it. And the principle of how I do that is when I add another position, I move my stop loss of the initial entry. I move the stop loss into break even. And yeah, unfortunately, this time around, it came about 1 to 1.5 and then I got stopped out. To be very honest, when I saw this yesterday of eventually getting stopped out because two different fundamental news also came out for GE, and I was having the full on expectation that um dollar was weak because of the news as well. But obviously market will do its thing. You can't really control the market. It's just based on how you react. But the question I've been asking is how do I go about this issue of trade management? How do I um maybe some of the ways I handle this are not very good in terms of like do I just need to just put my trade and let it be? Do I even need to consider scaling in at all? Is it necessary to be a thing that I need to even consider in my trading at all? Being the fact that I get into good trades, I scale in and then most of the time I get stopped out. And now, for example, this trade will have taken my account to at least a good level, and the end result of it was even a smaller loss, you know. So I'll go into the FTMO dashboard. Just a second, please. So here we go. FTMO dashboard, honestly, it's not looking good. My 10K account that is in phase two is almost gone now. It's really just left with $2 or £2 for it to be bridged. You can see 9.9. These are the trades yesterday. Eventually, I lost, because I scaled in. And it has been a big question for me going forward. How do I approach being in a drawdown and then also trying to manage properly uh my trade management? How am I thinking of my trade management? How do I go about it? So it has just been periods of reflection for me. Yes, it has been very painful, and it's still very painful, like being in drawdown and trying to gradually trade out of it, but it looks like it's almost impossible. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to lose faith. I'll just keep editing. When I mean editing, I mean looking at the things I'm doing right and the things I'm doing wrong. So, for example, the major lesson and takeaway for this trade is I obviously I managed the trade wrongly, and that's the only trade I had this week. What I did was just manage the trade wrongly. I didn't manage it right. Um, Going forward, I think what I will just do for the rest of the year most likely will be to just get into a trade, put a stop loss and put a TP and just let it be. Because honestly, sometimes it becomes a big of a hassle um managing trades, especially when you just try to manage the trade right, try to scale into the position, and it just seems not to be working. I don't know. It just seems not to be working. So for me, I think I would reanalyze what I'm doing, reanalyze my scaling in options, and then look to just take the trade and let it be, you know. So yeah, that's it for this week. First week of September is gone, and this will be the fourth week of me documenting me trading in a drawdown or trading out of a drawdown. I want to appreciate everyone that has been watching so far. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, take care. That's it for this video. See you again next week.